Hello, good evening, everybody. Good evening, team. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Krishna. Good evening, all. Hello. Okay, team. We will be getting started with our today. I would highly recommend if you guys can log in from your laptops, it would be very good. If due to whatever reasons you cannot log in from laptop, so arrange a notepad and a pen, paper, something with you. But first priority TPA, I would highly suggest ki sit at one place. Don't do parallelly some other work and then do this thing in parallel. So don't do all those things. Sit at one place, be focused, because today we are going to do practical planning, execution, strategizing. So today is not going to be a theory session. Okay. So that's where be focused, because देखो guys, life में results will come if you are more focused and you are taking actions. Okay, listening, knowing is only the beginning point. When you convert it into actions, then results come. Okay, so from ideas, techniques to results, the beach ka gap is action. So where you have to do things. And today we are going to do that. Okay, so I would highly recommend all you guys to log in from laptops, have some Excel sheets and stuff like that with you so that you can make some notes about it. And if not there, pen and a paper leke, let's do practical. Okay. Okay. Now, before we get started with the core topic, okay, I just want to again remind you one important thing. This course that we are doing it fully. Okay. So what I realized is, yes, I have got this knowledge of 12 years in industry on all these techniques, what works, what does not work. Okay. Because somewhere if you are really very curious, you will find people like me, people like somebody else, or on internet or books, where somewhere you will find the techniques. If you are really hungry for learning, you will find the techniques. Okay. So yes, I learned from my experience trying to share. Okay. But you need to understand, still 80% of the world is not going to be successful, and that came based upon the previous statistics. And that's true, that's real. Majority of the people are not committed enough to take actions on those techniques. Okay, understand it, guys. Majority of the people of the world are not committed enough to take actions on the techniques. Firstly, many people will not even know the techniques. Second, there will be people who will know the techniques but they will not take actions. Third, there will be people, they will know the techniques, they will take actions, but they will leave after some time. And then there will be fourth level of people, those first know technique, then take actions long enough so that they get lifelong success. Okay? So my purpose with this program is not to share you the techniques. Okay, my purpose is to literally work together so that we go as the stage 4 people. As part of week 1 also we discussed ki A player banna hai. And A player is, guys, it's less than 2%, less than 3% in the industry. A players are very few. Okay, majority crowd just are below that as well. Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are trying to go into this fourth category, where first, yes, we will know technique, then we will take actions on those technique, then we will make it a habit. Nothing but you will take so much repeated action, this becomes your way of living in whatever you do. So along with this current program, we are focusing on this corporate related thing. We have spoken about a lot of techniques so far. Okay, whether you remember or not, but don't go. The beauty part of what we are doing here is daily we are rewiring our brain. So even if you forget everything, whatever we have done in the past 7 days, 8 days, whatever, that is still okay, because my focus is we will repeat it so much, break it down into actions, put it into our head rather than knowing it. So knowing these techniques is not the target. Okay? So daily when we come, we will repeat it, we will think, we will cross question, we will install these techniques in our mind. Then gradually we will take actions on these techniques, and you will realize by the end of this 4 weeks, ke bhai, you started doing something different without even you realizing. Nothing but slowly and steadily, we will be rewiring our mind, our thought patterns, our behaviors, our actions. So what you need to do is just come with a commitment ki daily, just join, that's it. And whatever you're doing, just be in the flow. If you try to do over or under, problem ho jayega. Just keep it simple. Just come daily, absorb the thoughts, whatever is running, and be ready to take whatever actions we plan it together. We will do everything together. I'll not leave you guys to take actions alone, and we will do it together. But know it, it's a three-stage system which we want to practically apply. Know the techniques, first stage, apply the techniques, and third, convert these techniques into a lifelong habit. If these three stages are met, then only success comes as an end result. Otherwise, temporary success might be there, or you might do something, roll back to the old life, and that's what not going to work out. And just to wanting to tell, and because we are working with this model, and not from now, since long time we are working with this, there are people even in this batch who has been associated with this since maybe past 1 year also. Okay, there are people 6 months related. There are many people more than 6 months. We are still connected. The primary reason is these habits, these activities which will make us successful. We are making it up lifelong results. So just know it, guys. Knowing techniques is not enough. After that, you will roll back to your old life, and that's happening to majority of the human beings. So keep your mind ke jana kahan hai, what's the direction? Know it, apply it, make it a habit. 3-step process. Okay, fine. So now what we are going to do today, and okay, this is for the first time we are launching because we are focusing for the first time much on the corporate aspect of things. Okay, now what are we going to do today is whatever we have discussed about agile in past, let's say Friday session and yesterday session. Okay, we came up with some checklist. Now, as part of today's session, I want you guys to take some time out and relate to it with your current project that you are into, and then do some analysis around it. Okay, so we will be step by step breaking down. Now, all the working professionals who are already working in agile model, this is going to be a very valuable session for you guys. Next, all the job seekers or those guys who are doing training right now, देखो, I would highly suggest थोड़ा सा you also start working in like a professional model. Don't just think about आज क्या करना है, but if you can also think what I should do next week, थोड़ा upfront planning, so your life is also going to get more results. And rather than just technically trying to prepare yourself, I would suggest even start thinking from project perspective. So whatever we are going to do today, even as a job seeker, I would say somehow relate and think from use cases perspective. And whatever activity we do, thoda sa upfront vision we will be creating. Okay? So what we are going to do is I have created an Excel sheet with some checklist. So first we will walk through that at a high level. Next, you guys set up this Excel sheet in your own personal drive. Guys, okay, it is your project related things that you will be doing right now. Okay, so yes, you should not share it with anybody. It is very critical to you. It is your stuff basically. If you can take the same Excel sheet, Google Drive is accessible to you. You can host it. Otherwise, अपने office के SharePoint पे और office के machine पे. But देखो, we will be actually trying to really be the best quality individuals which the IT industry wants. Okay, so don't come up first. We will know what we are going to do, and then I will do somewhat brainwashing later on. Okay, but thoda sa dekho, I want you to really put efforts and improve in first case. I'm not going to give you hacks, and I will not try to give you techniques to manipulate the system, because you will become a pain for somebody like me itself in the projects. So we are not here for manipulations or hackings. I really want that you become your best and give your best to the project, and then take what you deserve, be it promotions, hikes, surprises, whatever. So first be good and then take what you deserve. Okay, so that's what is the target. Fine. Now I will be sharing my screen. Okay, so firstly focus on here, and then we will be moving on to the other pieces. Here we go, share screen. Simple है. It's just a summary of what we did earlier. So आज ज़्यादा कुछ नया नहीं. We will do the same stuff going through. Okay. So what I have done is I just created a Google sheet. Okay, Excel sheet basically. And whatever we discussed from the stages, right? So what were our stages? Primarily, we just grooming. Okay. Next, we said sprint planning. These are where our primary stages. Grooming, ticket comes, you do whatever internal grooming and all. So all the activities before your sprint planning, that could be broken down into one section where grooming and everything, whatever we discussed. Okay. Next, sprint planning may we come to the day one, which we discussed yesterday. Okay. As part of that, we even came up with some sprint planning time pay, definition of ready, and sprint planning meeting and day one activity. This we completed yesterday. Okay. Now the point is just continuing with the further flow. In the end, you will still remain the same. So let's put actions around it. So what actions we are going to do? Firstly, let's focus on this grooming phase again and try to customize it, reflect it from your current project perspective. Okay. So everybody, okay, all the working guys, think about it clean, and all the job seekers, thoda sa upfront sochne ka dekhte hain. So what we have done is simple. Whatever we discuss as part of before sprint planning, what we should do, I've just put up a simple checklist for this. Dekho guys, this is flexible for modifications. If you feel case something more is valuable for you, you can add it. If you want to modify, you can. So you will host your own version of this file and you can customize it to your need. Okay. Now what is required is, guys, dekho, you say you want to become really good, you want a lot of promotion, money, hikes and everything. That doesn't come easily. There is no shortcut. That doesn't come easily. You need to put efforts, and this is what I am showing you, to put efforts. It's again a choice. Some of you might do it, some of you might say, okay, why all this unnecessary? But I will show you what will happen if you really do this right, and how beautiful your life will become compared to those guys who are not doing it. And those who don't do, they will struggle. Their struggle will still continue, the pain will still be there. Okay, to change karna padega. We have to change the stuff here. So what we are simply going to do is, this is a simple checklist which applies to you for any ticket which is groomed or which is going to be groomed before the sprint planning. Okay, what you are supposed to do is just ask yourself a question. Let's say right now you're doing some sprint activity. Ask yourself a question: for the next sprint, which tickets are you aware of in your project? And whatever tickets you know that you will be discussing, grooming for the upcoming future sprints, okay, ek ek karke start checking to what extent you know those tickets here. Okay, yahan pe start filling up these values for each of the ticket. Here this is nothing but the ticket number. So Jira ka ek ID laga do, whatever is your Jira ID, and start filling up these columns against each of this thing. And guys, dekho, don't tell it to anybody. This you are doing it for yourself. No need to tell it to your team members, not your managers, not to anybody. First, you get value out of this system. Once you feel confident ki, okay, I'm becoming better, uske baad jaake you take credit of this with your team, and then more recognitions will come to you. But first, use the system, get the value out of it, and then you try to present it to your team, because otherwise it will anyways not work. If you yourself don't see the growth in this, your team will definitely not see it. Okay, so how exactly we will do is, let's say right now whatever we are into the cycle, okay, 8 to 21st, let's say that is the sprint. If we are working examples, 8th November to 21st November, okay, and from 22nd November onwards, next sprint is going to start. Now what you need to do is, whatever requirements you think will be coming for the next sprint, just put that ticket number here and start filling these columns. These columns are simple, what we have already discussed. Did you read the ticket? So what you are supposed to do is read the ticket end to end. Guys, dekho, you might have to do this after office hours. You might have to do it, and growth needs that dedication. You say ki nahi nahi meko office ke time pay karna, this you are not doing for your office. This you are doing to belong into the A category which the industry wants, and that might need to put more efforts. So half committed people ke liye anyways it will not work. The A layer doesn't belong to half committed people who want to not put efforts. It doesn't belong to them. A layer is for fully committed, hard working, smart working, intelligent people who want to bring greatness to wherever they are, and that needs effort. That's not for average people. And I will tell you how to get there as well, because my personal life mission is to belong in that A now and forever. That's my personal target. So I will go as best. I will use my 24 hours to the best possible, not ready to stop. And I'm trying to share you the same way of thinking, and you take my thinking forward. Okay. Now, what you're supposed to do is, now let me tell, these tickets, like we discussed yesterday, there might be 5 tickets. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, let's say there are 5 tickets. You just fill up the ticket numbers here. Now, what you are supposed to do is, without informing even your leads and nothing doing, you yourself first, did you read the ticket? So open the ticket, read it line by line patiently without any distractions. Office mein karna, office mein karo, outside karna, outside karo, your call. Don't care about the work boundaries here. Read the ticket full and full. Okay. Next, really ask yourself a question. After reading the requirement, did you understand it? Did you see what they are actually trying to do? Thoda sa take some time to really absorb the requirement. Don't be in a rush. Achhe se socho. Take some time to think about requirement. If you feel high level, you are clear with it, just mark it as yes here. So did you read? This will become yes, you read. Did you understood? Sometimes if you don't understand, matlab aur kaam karna padega. Requirement is given, you are not able to understand. There is a problem. You have to work on that part. But whatever it is, yes, no, write it here. Okay. Now this is where it gets interesting. Dekho guys, in my beginning days of my IT plus my leadership journey, I worked as hard as I can. Weekend में 4-4 घंटा में बैठ जाता था working on the project. कि भाई, what is going to happen next week? What are the tickets coming? And I used to think. The more you think, the more your brain works. The more you analyze, the more you look for possibilities. People are like, how to grow? That will grow when you do it. As simple as that. You need to reserve time to think, analyze, ask the right questions, come up with something. It might be wrong, but make your brain to work. Then only it will work. Now, you just need to do this. Is the requirement fully clear to you, or do you have some questions? Sochna pade. Okay. Now, this could be, let's position this later. If we take it in order, okay, basically you will get 2 things. One is functional knowledge. Every requirement comes 2 areas: functional knowledge plus technical knowledge. Okay. First question is, are you clear functionally? Do you have any questions? And guys, let me tell you, based upon my long experience, whenever for the first time requirement comes, it will have questions. You need to develop that brain to look at those questions. If you are saying no, everything is clear, that means your mind is not opened up yet. Things cannot be that clear, guys. There will be gaps. There will be gaps. There has to be gaps. Look for those gaps. Ask this question. Okay, what are my questions? And write down. Functionally, if you don't understand anything, so make a section functional. Okay, or in fact, let's break it down into 2 pieces. Okay, come up with list of questions functional, and come up with list of questions technical. I'll tell you the end result, what will happen if you do this. Okay, fine. So functionally, just write down the questions 1, 2, anything which is not clear to you, and guys, try to find it. Try to literally find it. What is not clear to you, fill it up here. Now, technical karne ke liye, then this comes. Okay, then think about your technical approach. Now guys, dekho, many people are like, they don't really get it, right? Kya karna hai application, what to do, what not to do. But how will you become better is, you take decisions, you make decisions, you will make mistakes, but try to do it. That's the only way of doing. Now, from internet you learn, based upon your project knowledge you learn, by talking to other people you learn, but at least try to see, how do you convert this requirement into a technical solution? Just ask this question, ki bhai, technically, if I have to build this, what would I have to do and just write down few pointers about it. Guys, I'm again telling, you're not discussing this to anybody, but be honest to yourself. ठीक है, अब write down ideas कि इसके लिए I will use a Redis cache, इसके लिए we can use a Kafka kind of or ActiveMQ kind of messaging mechanism, or here some thread pool has to be implemented, your database logic has to be implemented, and then we will arrange the components like this. Start coming up with all of those pieces. Okay, now just write down whatever comes to your mind. You might be 100% wrong, but it is still good because you thought about it. Later what will happen is, when you take this analysis and then your team is discussing the same thing, you will be able to get more ideas on top of the groundwork which you already did. And maybe whatever they are saying, they might be wrong in that. You might be able to cross question, raise queries. What about this? What about that? So when that second level discussion happens, your clarity on requirement will grow. Okay, so but yes, first let's finish it. Think high level approach, write down your approach, 1 2 3, whatever comes. How to convert functional requirement to technical. Fine, done. Next, if there are any technical questions, maybe your lead should answer or whoever should answer, write down those technical questions as well. I am giving a clear-cut way of thinking, how you should think. If there are gaps, you can add. Next, identify dependencies. Okay, identify dependencies. Ki bhai, infrastructure wise, will those DevOps team required to do something? If you are doing a third-party integration there, matlab, other than you, what all dependencies can be there? Try to write all of that. Ki bhai, yahan pe we have to design and we have to take a review, approvement for an architect, or you don't know something, you need to reach out to your technical lead for that kind of clarity. Dekho guys, before getting started, try to anticipate what can go wrong. If you get to this model, your life will always be good. Proactiveness, before really starting the ticket, if you can anticipate the problems, this can go wrong, that can go wrong, if you can do that, you will be able to do better IT journey. Otherwise you will be struggling, and it's a skill which grows with time and maturity. Okay, before getting your hands dirty in coding, try to figure out what dependencies are there, what problems are there, what do you want from the outer people. Take some time to think about it. Maybe day one you are not able to do it, but when you actively try to think, guys, your brain is sharp. After maybe 10 weeks, you will start seeing, oh, product owners say I need this kind of clarity, I don't know that right now. When you actively try to grow in a certain direction, you actually become good. So that's how this list will help you. Okay, maybe not now, but 2 months from now, you will be a better professional if you keep doing this. Okay, next, fine, this is done. Next, put high level block diagram. Nothing but once you do this technical approach, okay, try to put it into a block diagram. That Mukhtar showed some flow, right? So like that in the industry, lot of flow diagrams will be there. Architecture diagrams will be this service talking to this service. Here is a Redis component. Here is a database. Here is a scale. There is a load balancer. Try to put pictures plus your internal components. यहाँ पे एक helper है, helper utility है. Put some diagrams so that you can have clear-cut thinking where what needs to be done. At least try to do it. Kuch nahi bhi aaya, you might be completely wrong, but try to do it. Because day one, you might be bad, but day 100, you will be an expert. The brain will start looking it in certain angle. Many people are like, saal bhar bhi ho gaya, they never learn because they never tried to learn. 365 days gone, they are still the same. Slow growth, less growth, and that life is not taking you anywhere. So don't leave life to chances. You take it up. So put up some block diagrams, then come up with this list of questions, identify the dependencies, write down the dependencies. Next, you think, will this requirement while you're implementing, is it going to impact the existing system? Next, what suggestions can you give to the product owner? Maybe the requirement needs some change because technically it's not possible to do. Think from it from that angle, guys. I have done it many times. Whatever initial requirement comes, we raise back to them, nahi, this is not good. Can we make it like this? Can we make it like that? Possibilities needs to be discussed. So you ask this question, can you suggest something back to the product owner? Guys, even though you are a junior, let's say 2 years of experience, but start thinking in these lines because you will become mature with time. Okay, it will not happen in one day, but 3 months you will become better. And then try to estimate this ticket. Guys, estimation is again an art which will come with maturity. The more you estimate, the better you will get in that. So just estimate. If you are a UI developer, just see from your perspective, kya kya karna padega, what all needs to be done, and roughly how much time it will take. If you're a server, look from that perspective. Okay, and maybe try to develop a full vision, okay, full UI plus QA, UI plus server plus QA, how much time it will take. Write down something. Okay, that way you do for each of the ticket whichever is being groomed in your project. And guys, this sheet you keep it to yourself. You're not showing it to others, and you're putting more efforts for doing this. Why you're doing it for yourself? What will happen? What will happen? Once you do this for one ticket, you're actually trying to ask questions. Maybe initially your brain will be blank. You might not get any of the answers for this question, for that question, because juniors in mind खुला ही नहीं होता. बहुत narrow सोचते हैं because you're not seen systems. You're not exposed yourself to use cases. It doesn't open up. But when you keep asking the right question, the brain starts thinking in that direction, and then you will get so many requirements. So think 5 times. Every requirement one by one, ask the question, fill up this. Ask the question, fill up this. Every time you groom something, keep filling up, keep filling up, keep filling up, and you will realize 50 user stories. You do it like this, the brain gets hang of it. अरे estimation यहाँ पे तो ये गलती होगी. Oh, this kind of requirement में तो these things are not clear. Questions will start coming up. Design wise clarity will start coming up. Why? First, you are thinking you might be doing everything wrong. It's okay. But these things you did for self practice. Now with this preparation, your team is going to have discussion where you will be an active participant. To involve in that discussion, listen, see what they are thinking, what are they telling to solve the problem. Brainstorming will happen in those calls. You also share your ideas. Don't tell them that you're doing all this behind the screen, but this is what will make you special at work, because you have already thought about it. You have some questions, you're not having some clarity, and when those discussions are happening, your seniors are there in front of them, start discussing. But here this can also be there, now can this be there, to and fro, questions till the time you get clarity. And then you come back and then you analyze, okay, so I did this, on top of that these were new angles, and then you keep repeating. What you will find is, when you're doing multiple time discussions, and for every ticket you're doing these discussions, unknowingly you will become better in this. Analysis wise, you will get the right questions. And guys, let me tell, zyada complex nahi hote projects. It is not that complicated. If you know how to think properly, every functionality just becomes a functionality. Your thought process has to be right. Functionality, though n number of functionalities can come, but your thought process has to be right. You have to learn that art of thought process, and that will grow only by doing it. Nobody can teach you that. Nobody can teach you how to think. Nobody can teach you. People can give you inputs, but when you do this, your brain starts thinking. And when you start thinking, you start analyzing, you start seeing pros, cons, positives, negative. And guys, let me promise you, do it for next 3 months. For every single user story which you get, 3 महीने के अंदर, your brain will become so sharp to analyze, look at problems, and बाकी के लोग सिर्फ wonder करेंगे भाई क्या हो रहा है. But you are putting, guys, you know this thing, right? Those who get awarded or rewarded in public, they do a lot of hard work behind the screen when nobody is watching. So this is your hard work which will reward you at your work. So your strategy should be simple. Every single day, whenever grooming is happening, for the first time product is explaining you some requirement, on that day itself, go to this Excel sheet. This is a personal sheet. Don't tell it to anybody, not even your friends, colleagues, leads, nobody. First, you have to take a value out of this. You become good, and then you try to project it. Abhay, I have been doing it since past 3 months. It's really working. And then you start adding value. You will start belonging in that high level category of people who would be required for every project. Okay, so on that day, whenever grooming happens, come walk through this everything. Ask yourself, it might take 2 hours, do it. It might take more time, do it, because this is what is your life. There is no personal life, professional life, everything is just life. If you want to grow, you need to grow. Okay, and if you know how to manage your 24 hours, you will give time to your family, you will give time to your work, you will give time to everything. The problem with the people is they don't know how to manage their time, and then they keep complaining work life balance, all that drama, everything is crap. If you want work life balance, know how to manage your time. Sometimes you might have to work 12 hours, 15 hours. Karna padega. That's what is life, and you have to do it because that's your job. Sometimes, yes, spend time with your family, long hours, put up a vacation for a week. But if you want work life balance, you need to know how to master time. By running away from job, you cannot get work life balance. But trying to define boundary 10 to 7 ही काम करूंगा, बाकी time पे नहीं करूंगा, you cannot achieve success in life. Work life balance means mastering time will give you work life balance. Spending quality time with your family, spending quality time with your work. That's how you will get the right balance. Sometimes more efforts will be required, sometimes less efforts will be required. But the point is, once you put these efforts, you will enjoy that all throughout your life. I'm a living example. 12 years, I've done a lot of hard work in my past. And now I know the value of these things. And where I am is because what I did in the past, I never complained and came up with reasons. So now I will share this link with you immediately right now. Do this setup. And I have created this another section where yesterday's 21-day checklist is available. Okay, so whatever checklist we said, so on the day one of your sprint, not 21, sorry, day one of your sprint, ask all these questions and try to be ready. Okay, so just so both the checklists are available. Day one sprint checklist is there, plus this is there. And now what I want is, if not as part of this call, but take some time out tomorrow, see when is your next sprint starting, are there tickets which are coming for the next sprint, and start filling this. Guys, nobody is watching you, you yourself are watching yourself. Okay, so chalo, pehle let's do the setup. I'm pasting this link to you. I'm giving it as a, I don't know, maybe anyone with the link, I'll give it to you as a commenter access first of all. Okay, copy. The reason for that is okay, you can just do it like this. You can click on file, you can click on make a copy. So you will not be editing this file. This is just a template. It's a reference. You maintain your own file at your place only for yourself. Everybody do it. File, you can make a copy, that works, or you can download it. And if you have local Excel, you can start filling up there, or you can do download and upload in a Google, whatever it feels proper. Okay, simplest way is make a copy. That's it. So I'm taking this link already pasting it in this chat. Okay, now do this setup, guys, quickly. And you do it for 20 tickets, you will become better. You will not need to ask questions how to analyze, how to come up with these high level requirements. Start doing it and then involve in the discussion with your team members. Okay, यहाँ पे एक problem क्या होता है guys, 10 requirement comes per sprint, but you work only on 2 requirements. That means only 20% learning curve you are getting, and you don't even involve much in design discussions of all the other tickets. So you yourself are limiting your involvement in system. Okay, juniors basically 0 to 3 years, 0 to 4 years. Some people might do more, but average talking. Okay, so if you involve in every single ticket, you think that much, you will automatically become better. There is no other way. Okay, so everybody, all of the guys, request you to set it up right now, and once you're done with it, just confirm it back in chat. And tomorrow take time out to fill this. You might be like, "Arey yaar, itni mehnat kyun karna hai? Who said it's easy?" It's not easy. You have to do it, man. If you want to belong in the great, you have to do the way great people do. And they don't care about time kitna ja raha hai, effort kitna ja raha hai. They care about results, consistency, dedication, and then learning, and then adding value. Let me tell what's going to happen with this. You start doing it right from tomorrow onwards. Every single day, whatever groomed, come ask these questions. Next, whenever you guys are going through discussions, you add your points there. Involve in discussions for every ticket, whether it is yours or not, doesn't matter. Okay, as a junior also try to ask questions, try to listen, understand, involve. Don't think somebody else later will explain it to you. Don't be like that. Be a player already by your behavior. Now you keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it. For all the tickets, you will automatically start becoming better. And then day one of your sprint, you take it. So tomorrow we will again start, right? The end-to-end sprint journey. So there we will give other activities which you should exclusively do for your tickets from start of the sprint till end of the sprint. So run that system and you will realize 3 months are enough to bring great improvement in the way you work, in the way you think, in the way you act. 3 महीना बहुत लंबा time. But how will that be? When you think about every single ticket which will be developed by your entire team. You analyze, think, design, estimate every single ticket for 3 months, then the brain will start showing magic to you. Okay? Not by asking question ki kaise kaise. It's by actually doing it. Okay, fine. Chalo, many people are saying done. Rest guys also, if you are done, just put up a few dones in the chat. Sanket is done, Shenu done, Parul, Abu, Akhila, Dhanraj. Come on, rest of the members. Fatafat. Okay, Vivek, Mukesh, Divesh. And guys, dekho, if you guys are not taking actions, results will anyways not come, and that's guaranteed. If you want me to write it on a bond paper that you will not succeed in your life, I can do that. If you don't take actions, your future is failed. That's it. Nobody can doubt about it. Nobody in the world can doubt about it. If you are not willing to take actions, nothing can save you. No technique. ब्रेन सर्जरी करके इंस्टॉल भी कर देंगे ब्रेन में कुछ ना, तभी भी नहीं होगा, because you are not willing to take actions. Listeners will lose. Listeners will always lose. That's the destiny. That's how life works. Okay, action is the bridge towards success. So I want you to wake up. One side you say you want success, other side you are half committed. It doesn't happen like that. You need to burn yourself for success. You need to grow beyond all these limitations. Okay? So if you have not taken action, do it. Already the link is available in the chat. I will put it into our LinkedIn blog tomorrow as well. If you have not done due to whatever mobile restrictions and all, so still take it through. Okay, fine. This is simple stuff. This is a system. What we are going to do is, next week is week 3. I'm again telling, we will not just launch techniques, we will follow the techniques. Next week, third week aayega, we will reserve one complete day where together you try to see, did you get any requirements to analyze, and we will together try to ask the question, brainstorm it together. I don't want to leave you guys alone because I know it is struggling. That's where we people are all there as a team to really make it work. Okay, fine. So this is one part of the session. Now let's move to the second part. Okay, abhi your action item after this is, tomorrow just see whichever tickets are being groomed. Okay, start filling up this sheet. Next, all the job seekers, think about your use cases which you want to build. Think from project perspective. If you're an intern or mini project you're doing, or whatever requirement you have, not just try to think coding wise, but project wise, and try to ask these questions. Take a requirement, create a hypothetical imaginary requirements. Okay, that's how you will become better. So, but involve, try to figure out some way, think smart, think creative, job seekers, if you're not on already project. Okay, but that's how growth will happen. Fine. Now let's talk about the next piece. Okay, as part of the, okay, let's take a checkpoint. All good so far. Next week we will connect again 1 hour के लिए साथ में brainstorm करेंगे, but by that time you already collect up these things. Okay. Now the next thing is, as part of last week, okay, as part of last week, we launched a multi-step process of how you can get career growth. We said you talk to multiple people, okay, like your managers, your team members, ask for areas of improvement. Okay. Next, we said you analyze if you want to grow from this layer, like towards A player journey, BCDA. let's grow. Try to identify your own areas of improvement. Where do you stand? How do you have to improve? Next, I shared some rule expectations from 0 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7 kind of. Some inputs were coming from there. Now, combining all of this data, we said you need to come up with 3 major improvements, your next 3 improvements, which you feel needs to be included in your life. Okay. And then once you have these 3 improvements, then coming up with pick the first, are you planning to train yourself on that improvement and come up with a schedule. This is what data we shared as part of the Google form. Okay. And while I was checking at the Google form, many people did not do it right. Maybe it was because first day, but today for the next 20 minutes, we will brainstorm. Forget about if you have done other things or not. Okay. Because many people have not done that groundwork. It is really required. If you do this, you will find more value because you're trying to get data from multiple sources. But fine, if you did not do it, let's try to on the spot think. But by the end of today's session, we still have 15-20 minutes. By the end of today's session, we want that each one of us should write down 3 next areas of improvement in you. 3 areas of improvement. If you are not able to, and these 3 should be the most important areas which you want to immediately work, which will give you a value add in your career. And if you are not able to find 3, that means your maturity is not growing. You are not able to identify your own problems. And that's a big problem. If you're not able to identify 3 next improvements, matlab thinking is not developing. So know it. We need to grow. We need to analyze. We need to visualize. We need to have self-reflection in who we are, what we are. Okay. Now, so first step, now itself, I will share the same Google form again. Okay. I'm sharing you the screen. That's what, guys, we'll not just launch topics. We will implement it. We will live through it. The last time when we shared the link, 55 people responded. It's an editable form. Okay. So if you see the setting is allow response editing. So if you have and email is also enabled. So if you use the same email which you filled last time here, you use the same, it will say the form is already submitted and edit response. So click on the edit response, your previous data will come up in this form itself, and now you make modifications. Okay. Now that's how. And if you are a new person filling it for the first time, guys, this technique applies for everyone, from fresher till maybe 50 years of experience in life, whether it's IT, whether it's non-IT, this technique applies for everybody. It's like identify your next 3 areas of improvement, and everybody does have. Okay, what is expected is I will paste this link to you. You log in, you go to this form, whether it's a new person or an editing person, edit your earlier response. Everything will be pre-populated. Next, fill up whatever data if you are a new person. Now we need to go primarily to the question number 4. Okay, final prioritized list of improvements, and we need to have the top 3 improvements. Okay, so now take some time out to think, what do you think are problems in you which is stopping your career growth? Ask this question. What are your actual problems which is actually a blocker for your own success? Or what next 3 things you need to grow in order to rise up in your career? Just ask these questions and write it down. Honestly speaking, don't think about 3. Write down as many as you can to start with, maybe on a piece of paper. यहाँ पे तो 3 enter करेंगे, but maybe open a notepad. Okay. What areas of improvement I have for growing in my career? Ask this question. Next. Okay. What skills I need to develop for growing in my career? Next. Which problems are holding me back in growing in my career? Because you have to analyze, there is nobody perfect. If you are saying I don't have anything, I am perfect, You're a fool. That's what it is, because nobody is perfect, guys. Bill Gates ko bolo, wo bhi bolega, "Arey nahi yaar, these are my limitations." You don't know. You are not self-reflecting person right now. Maturity, lack of maturity, that's the sign of that. If you're too much confident or nahi chal raha, your brain is not working because you're not able to think your own problems. Creativity is dead inside. But kaise honga? The brain is rusted. With more thinking, with more sharpening, with more polishing, ideas will flow. So it is not a one-time activity. We have to keep doing. The brain should start functioning, guys, and it will happen. It will happen. You just give it time. Fine. So okay, these three questions also I will paste. So in a notepad, maybe you can take these questions and write down whatever points you feel like. Okay. So pehle, let's say jitne bhi aate. Let's see whatever areas you feel you need to improve upon. Let's start like that. Okay. After that, step by step, we will find the top three. Then you edit the top three here. If we do that, then we will take the first item from the list, ask ourselves a question. If I want to improve in this first item, which skill I will be taking? On Udemy, you have to be very precise. Hunt के कौन सा course लेने से you will be able to grow in that on Udemy videos or YouTube or कहाँ पे भी. Finalize a course which will help you to work on those area of improvement, and then come up with a pattern, exact precise pattern, which day of the week, how many hours you will put, and that to what time of the day. Guys, your plans has to be precise, then only success will come. Okay, so chalo, next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, let's do some brainstorming. Okay, I'm pasting this link again to you guys. By self-analysis only you can grow, guys. There is no other way. Okay, self-analysis. Fine, pasting it. Okay, so this is the form. Launch the form, and now I'm pasting the three questions. Okay, it's basically one and the same question. It will just give you different directions to think, different angles to the same question. Okay, ask this question and start writing down. It could be anything. Okay, it could be any, it could be technical, non-technical, but what important to us is we are one person and we have fixed time. We need to decide on what skill we want to invest this time upon. Don't be too much confused on life. कोई मेरे को 100 चीजें सीखने, अरे सीखेंगे, but one at a time. Let's start now. Identify your top three. We will learn. We will reach to 100 also. Maybe after 50 days from now, we will learn all 100. But start with the main important ones. Let the system run. You will improve. Don't get stuck in decision making, guys. Okay, chalo. Take some time out and let's do a self-analysis. Put your brain into it, logic into it. What skills you need to apply and grow in order to become good in your career. And if you want some reference, we have already in that Google form all the skills which we said 0 to 2 years, 2 to 4, wo sara ka sara is available in our blog. I'll just keep that screen shared so that maybe some of you can take reference of it. But thoda think creative and identify your next whatever comes first of all. Okay, I'm pasting this link also in the chat. I'm sharing my screen, and this applies for everybody, job seeker, working, and all that. So identify your next three areas which you want to improve upon or practice upon or whatever. Pehle to list it down, everything. Okay, and guys, on this link we have already specified these expectations, right? Career growth plan. So 0 to 3 years, basically you need to focus on functional understanding. Today, whatever we discussed, Excel sheet, tracking and all that, that will give you the right functional understanding. It will not just functional, but tool, technology, design wise be clarity aane lage. Okay? Maybe yes, if you don't know much about standards, you can put one area of improvement as standards. If you don't know much about some of the tools which you are using, you can pick up that, because this will be your day-to-day job. So you can first plan to grow in this area. SDLC we are already covering, so yahan pe there is no much problem. You try to relate it with your project aspect. Okay? So functional, we took a step. Standards, yes, you have to search, experiment, check on Google, check it in your project, read more about it. So standards is yes one area to improve. Tools nahi aata hai to you can list down some tools. Next, as you grow more in your career, next, performance, modularity, design, maintenance, unit testing, okay, then database related. Now you can start picking up. There are a lot of things to be done here. Okay, if you feel कि ये सब आता है, identify where you want to grow. There is a lot of things to do, but one by one करेंगे. Okay, fine. There are 100 steps to climb up, but one step at a time will make us better. So this is 3 to 5, and then we have like 5 to 7, and these guys focus on more perfection, dealing with complexity, dealing with teams, more strong grip on infrastructures, scalability, and multiple aspects. Okay, zero downtime systems, scalable systems, high performance systems, and blah blah blah. Grooming juniors and all of those things come here. Security aspects come here. It's like a lot of things. Now, take some time. And as a first step, write as many points which comes to your mind. As many points. It could be technical, it could be non-technical, guys. Doesn't matter. Okay. It could be communication. It could be presentation. It could be shy in doing something, or it could be technology related. It could be anything. Your next areas which will help you to become better in your career. As a person, look at your problems. Just set up an intention, guys. We have this as a 4-week program. We are in the second week only. Lot of more changes will happen. Just be ready. I want to become my best version, and I will do whatever actions are required to go there. No holding back. Make that strong commitment. I will not stop. I will grow. देखते हैं क्या सीखना है. Let's do it. Let's do it. If you come up with excuses, the world is filled with people who give excuses. So that doesn't matter. Yes, Abu, you have to create this Google form for your personal use. Hey, no, Google form is not for your personal use, रे. इसी को fill करना है. You just fill up the data and submit it here. You don't have to recreate it. The same form you submit it here so that whatever data you submit, it will become accountability between you and me. So right now we said that 3 ideas should come. So I will walk through that. I will see if people are filling it right. Because I've done this planning strategizing for major part of my career, because I can literally see what's right, what's wrong. Somehow vision has developed to be able to see that strategy. Okay, so firstly write as many number of points. Okay, next, if you have written many points, try to arrange it in a priority, most important to least important. Okay, that's your second step. So as many matlab, at least try to write 10 points if you can. 10 बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, 5 point, but try to write something that will help your brain to really identify what more to improve, what more to improve. कुछ तो ढूंढते चल. Put up a list basically in front of you. Don't think about how to learn it. Identify first what needs to be done. How we will figure out. There will be a lot of courses. कुछ तो मिल जाएगा. But your self-assessment is required. Okay? And whoever is done with the step 1, just comment it in the chat as done. Done matlab you have identified your areas of improvement, or mention how much count you have identified rather than typing done. Just mention how much count improvement you have figured out. Okay, Amar is like with 4 points, good. Dhanraj 5 points, good. Parul 4 points, good. Okay, Lakshmi 4 points. Nice. So if you're getting more than 3, yes, well and good. So try to reach 4 points, 5 points, utna bhi kafi hai. Okay. But try to find. Don't stop at 1 and 2. Okay. We need to push ourselves. We need to know more about ourselves. Yeah, Ashu is 5. Fine. All these people who are reaching 4 and 5s. Okay. Arrange this in a priority order. Most important to least important. Just do this shuffling, guys. Everybody, okay. Krishna is 5, Poonam is 5, uh, Abu is 5, Sham Kumar is 5, 4, Abu is 4, sorry. Sanket is 6, Thiru 5, very good. Ask yourself right questions, let the brain figure out. The more you do, the smarter you will become. Okay? Fine, very good, very good. So all the guys who have these number of points, okay, 1 2 pe to nahi rehna hai, guys. That's very bad. If you are less than 3, it's very bad. It has to be more. Okay, less means lack of analysis. Fine, there are like okay 6 5s. Suman is 5, Achal is 3, Shiva Prasad 5, Mukesh 4, Zubair 5, Dibesh 7. Okay. Now guys, once you're done with this, since many people are having many, arrange it in a priority. And out of this priority, yes, maybe if you want to put full priority in that Google form, just go ahead, update it. So maybe it will help you in future also to remember it. Or if you want to add the top three, okay, most important to least important, do that as well. And just submit the Google form. Edit it, submit it. Okay, edit it, submit it. Now there is some work which you still have to do. Okay, and yes, it was not possible to do during this call. And submit guys, everyone. Submit your Google form with your ideas. Top three, most important to least important. Minimum top 3 dalo. If you want to add all, put all, that's fine. Take actions, everyone, please. Okay. Okay. Dibesh has submitted. Rest all, please submit it. Okay, everybody. I will just give one task for tomorrow, guys. Okay. And please do it. Okay. Don't come up with reasons ki nahi hua and blah blah blah. Zyada time nahi lage. If you really want to grow, you should do something for growth. Right? So first you submit it. Okay. First submit it. Confirm it in the chat as submitted. If there are like decent amount of yes coming in the chat, then we'll move to the next step. Okay. Divesh, Akhila, Prashant, Dhanraj, Tiru. Okay, these guys are done with form editing. Submit. Arrange it in a priority. Submit. Mukesh is done. Pooja is done. Ashu is done. Okay. There are 2 Ashus. Both done. Shiva Prasad done. Poonam done. Fine. Few more maro guys. 10 baj gaye. We'll close it in next 5 minutes. But one task we will take for tomorrow. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Achal is done as well. Fine. Okay. Sharing the screen. So what just now we did is point number 4 may you modified. I will go through the responses which you guys have submitted and I will just read it through it in a priority manner, assuming it's a priority, and dekhte kiska hua hai nahi hua hai and all that thing. Okay, so I'll try to see, assess and something. Now what one task for tomorrow, guys? Okay, you need to identify with thoda planning mein ja raha hai. So you have identified what needs to be done. Now you have to plan it out in terms of how you will train yourself on that. Okay, and next, coming up with the training schedule. Now the thing is, you have to ask yourself a question. Okay, do you want to work on only the first item, or can you do the top 2 items? It's up to you. It depends upon what are your tasks, how big those tasks are. So minimum to ek to uthana hi hai. But if you feel one is too small, and rather than taking 1 item, I want to take 2 items, that is completely your choice. But primarily, the top 1 or the top 2 items, you should take it from this list, and then you have to search the internet, put your brain into it, ki what course or training you have to take in order to get improved in this improvement, and you have to finalize that course, or like be very precise. यहाँ पे random बात मत कर, ठीक है? If you are saying के Udemy or Coursera पे you will do something, or YouTube पे you will watch something, search for it and put it in this thing by tomorrow. Okay, maybe put the course name, put the channel name, put the details on which platform. As let me tell you, the more precise you become with your plan, the chances that you will do it drastically grows. If you talk it in the air, wahan pe karunga, it will never happen. You have to search. So tomorrow when you come for the session, please, okay, I'm already requesting you, so to do this task, okay, to already do this task, pick the top 1 or 2, okay, topics, 2 areas of improvement. Okay, next, identify which training you should take. I'm not saying it's always courses. It could be like you go and talk to somebody who already knows it. You figure out how exactly. Okay, identify how will you grow in this area. That's the right question. Okay, training, coaching, assistance, okay, group discussions, mentoring, blah blah blah. The world is linked, so you need to figure out, but very concrete. Okay, end result is come with concrete answer, which, like, who, what platform, what course. Okay, so ye wala answer is required, and then tomorrow when you come in the session, fill the details here, and then maybe we'll spend some time tomorrow, 5-10 minutes, on coming up with a practical training schedule. I'll give more details about it, so don't try to go to this point right now. Okay, just try to come up this one till we meet tomorrow. And yeah, this is important. Without this you cannot really do anything of this. Okay, so identify how do you want to work on that skill. Okay, fine. So I'm pasting this question also in the chat, and uske baad I'll share the attendance, and then we'll close the day. Important thing, guys, key attendance is important. Okay, so whoever is finishing the attendance, they will be added as part of an inner circle, so where we will be doing some more stuff. Okay, so only those who are fully consistent with attendance, they will be allowed to get inside, and I will take the top maybe 90% of your attendance by as the program is going. So right from the day 1 till date, it will be counted, and with them there are plans to even go more deeper for habit installation and things like that. Okay, so I'm sharing the attendance link. Everyone, mark your attendance. And just know it, guys, life change karni hai. We have to think different, act different, behave different, and let the magic happen in your life. As simple as that. Okay, sharing the attendance link. And pasting it in the chat. Okay. Okay, Mukesh has shared a detailed one here. Yeah, Mukesh, updated there as well. Very good to see. Okay, attendance code for today is, let's do it, 1111, and this is the link. Okay, team, chalo, let's mark the attendance and let's close the day. Guys, next week we will make it more practical, thoda ya agile stories dekhinge, and tomorrow session, then now we will continue with the sprint cycle. Okay, tomorrow session we will continue with the sprint cycle. Okay, fine. So take the attendance reference and yes, think about this task. I will paste it into our WhatsApp channel as well. And yeah, then see you guys tomorrow 9 p.m.